Hello, testing 1 2 3. Can you hear me now? Can you see me now? We're on the Placerville fire, the pay dirt fire, they're calling this, at the Placerville airport. I'm going to try a live stream on this. Let me know in the comment section if you can see and hear this okay. Stand by one. Let me get my assistant on this. Pepe, quick, can you help me out with a live stream? Quick, go on my YouTube channel, look at the live stream, and see if the comments are coming up. And then come on in here. All right, we'll get Pete on that right away there. Let me know if this is coming through loud and clear. What we got is a fire at the Placerville airport that started out as a 8-acre blaze, coming right up to the aircraft hangars at Placerville. And now it looks like they had a grip on that fire at about 8 acres, but it has since spotted and escaped. Evacuation orders are expanding, and the fire is proceeding to the east. So let's look at this here. Let's see. Let's get this going. Hold on here. Frame by frame here. So what we're using is the alert wildfire camera that's looking down on Placerville, which takes a snapshot about every 10 seconds or so. So this is 4:06 local time. It's currently 6 p.m. So here's where the fire was initially at a small 8 acres or so, just to the south end of the airfield, bumping up against the hangars. They brought in quite a bit of air power, some heavy air tankers. Here's a, looks like a DC-10, might be the Colson 737, dropping on what would be the right flank of the fire. So the fire is heading towards us. We're looking to the west. Here's the runway at Placerville. The taxiway with the hangars is down at an angle over here. So here's one of the tanker airdrops. And there's multiple helicopters working the fire as well. So right about in here, this fire spots up onto the top of the ridge right next to the runway and begins to take off again at about 4:30. So they've dropped a number of loads right in here, but it looks like it spotted over the retardant drop. Now you can see this fire coming around the corner on this ridge. Hey, Pete, any luck on that? I need you to jump on that. Jump on it. Get up there and jump on that. Get on the YouTube channel. Go live. Okay, well, show me. Okay, we got the comments. How come I'm not seeing the comments? Let me see that. Okay, good. I got Pete to give me the comments on here. I don't see where they're not coming up on here. And so the fire is now proceeding to the east and is beginning to wrap around. Okay, hold on. Let's turn this down. That's what's going on. And coming right around the entire airport. So evacuation orders have increased to the east here. We'll show you that in a minute. So it's getting this timber and brush right along here, eating that up. Here's the end of the runway down here. So it's by 5 p.m. It's approaching the end of the runway. Here's another tanker drop. That's probably the Colson 737 from New South Wales. Our friends in Australia come up here during our fire season and help us out. So here he is dropping a drop right across the head. This would be the head of the fire as the fire is heading towards the camera here, in an effort to slow the advance of that fire. They have ordered additional resources to tackle this fire at this time, as it's escaped its initial 8-acre box that they had boxed in with retardant. Okay, there you can see the helicopters working. There's a reservoir. Let's see, you can see over here, there's a reservoir that, well, there's a reservoir closer to the airport that they're dipping out of to get their water resources for the helicopters. Helicopter down there. Let's see if we can get this up to current here. This is 5:43. All right, looks like they're kind of getting it slowed down right there. Okay, that is the most current view at 5:49. So that's about a half hour ago. Let's refresh this and see if we've got... okay, 6:13 now. So let's time lapse this for the last hour. Play. Okay, looks like it's... well, I don't know. There's another drop right across the head and the right flank of the head. It's still cooking pretty good in there. So this is 5:40, 5:43. More tanker drops. Do you see that? There he is right there. Another drop right down in there. Yeah, boy, there. So, man, this is the classic case where you draw a line, you try to hold the line, but the fire keeps advancing, so you keep backing your line back, and you can't get the thing to stop. Now, it's going to slow down this evening as the winds die down, but right now they're having a hell of a time getting it stopped. That looks like one of the Bach 111 Neptune air tankers going in. Now, see, it's still burning back there by the hangars. The initial report I got was that the hangars were okay, but now I'm beginning to wonder if they were able to save the hangars. We did get a report from Mark over at Skywagons. Hopefully he's got that update up. Mark from Skywagons University, his office is right there on the other side of the airport, the north side, the safe side at this point. And he had a report a couple hours ago that seemed to indicate that the hangars were going to be okay. But now we're up to 6 p.m. Man, it is cooking good back there behind those hangars again. And boy, just don't know if those hangars are safe or not at this point. Hang's Garage from Bangkok. Thanks, Hang. Okay, let's look at a couple other views here. Here is the current view on Flight Radar 24 for the air attack. Okay, that's Tanker 85, one of the S2s. Oh, come on. There's another one of our S2s, Tanker 88. I think those are the Columbia air tankers. A lead aircraft, Lead 55. Wow. They brought a lead plane in on this event. That's the old job I was training up for. Very rare to see a lead plane out here on day one of the event. Okay, this is Air Attack 17. He replaced Air Attack 230, the OV-10, as the OV-10 had to go back to base to refuel. And we got numerous helicopters working. And here, let's see, let's get one of these, clean this up a little bit here. Man, they are doing a lot of circling before they drop. Interesting, there's leads behind the tanker. The S2s are initial attack. They don't need a lead aircraft to lead them in on the drops. Anyways, here's the reservoir over here that they've been dipping out of with the helicopters. And most of the tankers have been working out of... oh, look at that. One came out of Ukiah. They brought tankers out of Columbia, S2s, that is. And they've got tankers coming out of Reading, I believe, as well. So the S2s are reloading here at Grass Valley Air Attack Base, right here near the Blanco Lirio headquarters. And the heavy air tankers are working out of McClellan Air Force Base down in here. So the multiple orbits by the S2s seem to indicate to me maybe they're getting a grip on this second phase of the fire. We're listening to Broadcastify in the background is the Nevada County West Emergency Services, and that covers some of this air traffic coming back and forth out of the Grass Valley Air Attack Base. Let's see. Here is the. They don't have a lot of information here yet on the CAL FIRE pages. This is day one of this event. It just started this afternoon. The pay fire is what they're calling it. Yeah, extreme heat advisory. That's the problem that's going on here in Northern California. Is we're getting temperatures right now. It's like nearly over 100 degrees on the back deck here at the 3,000 foot elevation. Unusually hot. All right, here's the update on the evacuations. Here's the Placerville Airport right here. Here's the taxiway where the hangars are located. So evacuation order for this entire area. So Mark from Skywagons, he had to bug out. His office is right here, and he was filming from right here earlier today. So the orange represents the evacuation orders, and the yellow represents the evacuation warning areas. And it looks like they're evacuating all the way up to the reservoir where they're dipping water out of. So this road right here is Texas Hill Road, and that's what's being impacted by the fire. So the report I got was that the fire started down here on Pay Dirt Road, which is right along in here, and this is along a steep embankment. We'll look on the 3D map in a minute, up to the airport, and then it spotted over the Texas Hill Road and is now making this run to the east. So let's see if we can find that Google map. All right, so here's the Pay Dirt Road, here's the runway, here's the taxiway at Placerville, here's the hangars at Placerville, which are threatened because they've got heavy timber backing right up and steep terrain. This is steep terrain rising up to the back of these hangars and right over here. And there's some important antique aircraft being restored back in this area over here, which at this time appear to be in a safe location. So the fire is now making a run up this steep terrain and getting into this brush right along in here. And looking at that alert wildfire camera, it looks like it's so far being stopped right in here. Here's the VOR, the Hangtown VOR. So these structures may very well be threatened. And then there's more structures down here that may very well be threatened. That's the Broadcastify Nevada County Public West if you want to listen in. Pay fire. 62 acres now. Wow. So it definitely got away from them. It was holding pretty good at 8 acres. This is ubanet.com. Ubanet does a good job of keeping up with the most latest updates. You can subscribe and help. The Ubanet is our local, pretty much free news network here in the foothills, and they do accept donations to help keep their program going here. Air Attack reports fire behavior has moderated greatly. No spotting at this time. Might consider a reburn. Well, that's good news. That's at 6:09 local. It's now 6:22. Good. 5:55, they had additional evacuations south of the fire. There's that tanker drop that we watched from the alert wildfire camera, the Neptune aircraft. Backburn operation plan to cut off the progress of the fire, and remapped at 62 acres as of 5:20. Now here's a different angle. Oh, okay, we got to find this camera here. Look at that. They painted all of that hillside red, and it looks like the fire stayed above the bare hillside there, and it's just working between the bare grass and the runway there at Placerville. So that's good news for those houses and those folks in there. Let's take another look at that on the Google Maps. So it looks like it's just burning out all of this brush and timber right in here next to the runway, which would be okay, as there's no structures or houses in there. Here you can see the airport perimeter fence right there. Of course, we have no idea what started this fire down here on Pay Dirt Drive. All right, let's get back to the wildfire cam. Let's refresh it. Let's let it loop here a little bit. And what was that other camera view? Let's loop this for the last hour. Okay, there's the loop of the last hour. Let's see, can we make that big? Okay, there you go. Here's the big loop. And is there a way to slow down the speed of that loop? I think the only way to do that is by individually going through the frames. All right, let me check. Logtown camera, is that it, Sam? Logtown, all right. 210 and 7. Okay, good. Persistent Wind says that the 737 went home full. That's good. My audio's low on my end. I got it cranked up here. I got to just get closer to the mic. Will Traycon get all mad? No. 8.8 and 8.9 are the S2s up. Yeah, they're the R2 S2s from our air attack base. Private fireworks? Probably not. It's probably more likely something like a weed whacking operation or welding or something like that. And I was just talking to Mark this morning. They were having the local EAA chapter was having their morning pancake breakfast, and I thought, oh, did you boys get that grill out of control on you? But I don't think that was the case. This fire started down on Pay Dirt Road below the airport, so it was not the local EAA chapter pancake breakfast. And it was a light turnout, and I didn't go there because it's just been too dang hot. The density altitude's so high right now that there's no performance out of any of the small airplanes. Yeah, Watch Duty is a great source for information. That comes from Michael, especially on your cell phone as a portable app to carry around with you. Watch Duty. They're getting a handle on the RDM fire. Good. You see the color of the smoke change? Some possible houses. Could be. I haven't got any reports of any houses. Okay, Skywagon's university video. Did Mark post his... let's see if he posted it here. Oh, there's all my comments. One of these days I'll learn how to properly do one of these live feeds. What I need is a third screen over here because I'm running my OBS here. And so if we go like that, and like this, and let's go to Skywagons. See if he posted. He got a great shot of a tanker dropping right over the top of him. I called him up and told him to get on there and start doing this live. Yeah, here it is. 54. Okay, let's see if he got it here. Mark, we're going to steal your video. I told you I was going to steal it. We're just going to replay it here for the live crowd.
But anyway, the fire is behind the airport.
That's good.
Burning up the back. It hasn't burned any planes and it hasn't burned any hangars, but it's right at the back of the hangars. You can see the smoke here. I actually feel the drizzle from that bombing run. They've got it under control, but it's a 7-acre fire that's over the bank just southwest of us. So we'll put up a whole load of little videos and clips and you can see it.
Good job, Mark. Oh yeah, he's got more here. Yeah. We're watching Mark Pilkington's live video from earlier today. Well, not live, but it
This is
recorded
inside
video.
the hangar at Placerville.
Ooh,
Just walking out, show you how
that was
close it
close.
got. Right there. And then right over here, the whole hillside. And you can see the retardant over there on the bank.
Oh, man. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Colson, 737, New South Wales. Okay, Mark. Enough with the dramatic music. But look at that. That got right up close to the hangars. So go check out Skywagons University. Go subscribe to Mark's channel there. I just want to see this drop again.
Skywagons University, we're at Placerville, and it's on fire. Did I choreograph that? But anyway, the fire is behind the airport, burning up the bank. It hasn't done any.
So that was the old Mad Dog air tanker coming out of McClellan and making that run down the hill. That would be kind of across, at that time, that would have been either the right flank or the head of the fire that tanker was dropping on. Good job, Mark. So go check out Mark at Skywagons University and tell him I sent you. Give him a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. Excellent on the scene update from Mark there. Yeah, Highway 50 is the major highway, the famous old Pony Express route across from Sacramento to Nevada and all the way across Nevada, loneliest road in America, but Placerville is right on, the old hangtown. 5 helos overhead right now. All right. Fire jumped 50. Yeah, it means... Clayman's asking, what does that mean when the fire jumped? A fire jumps a line. You've got a retardant line or some kind of containment line around the fire, and the fire literally jumps that line. And it jumps that line usually by the embers. Let's replay this. Embers coming up out of the original fire come up and then rain down ahead of the fire, and those embers in turn start an additional fire, and it's being heated by the fire behind it, and so it jumps a line of containment and it continues its march. And as I was saying earlier, the tankers here are were making their stand, but they kept having to back up as the fire kept burning through their retardant lines. And again, the idea of retardant lines is to simply slow the advance of the fire. It's not to put the fire out. It's the guys on the ground that actually put the fire out. But all these aerial assets are great at slowing this fire and keeping it small. Trying to keep small fires small is what they're trying to do, and they had it at 8 acres until it jumped that line. Flight Radar 24. Let's see what's going on here. All right, here's the current view on Flight Radar 24. What do we got here? We got another Tanker 8.5 S2T, Tanker 8.8. So they're going, still working with the small tankers and helicopters. So it looks like they've released the large air tankers, which is a good sign. Don't see them popping out of McClellan here or up out of Reading. See, that's all airline traffic. Lead 5.5 is going home. Good bit of practice for Lead 5.5. NA, wonder what that is. And again, all the circles made by the S2Ts seem to indicate to me that they're able to, they're getting a grip on it such that they're saving their retardant and trying to decide where the most effective place to put it is. Okay, Nostradamus says they released the tankers except for the two S2s. Great live commentary. Thanks, Breadman. Look at the Logtown cabin, and you can see where it jumped the retardant line. Okay, let's see if I can find that Logtown camera. So first I gotta learn how to do this. Okay, that gets smaller. All right, now where is this Logtown camera? Okay, is it one of these over here? Armstrong. No, what's this? North McCullum. No, is it down here? You guys be got. You guys gotta all be yelling at me. No, no, you dummy! It's right down here. And what was it called? Logtown. I'm not seeing it. Okay, Placerville. It wouldn't be it was looking from the south, so that's not it. Camera out of service. They're reporting. Oh, come on, give me that. I want to see that. North McCullum. Let me just check this one here. Nothing. All right. Check this one here. Leak Springs. It's just showing a bunch of haze in the distance. And I cannot find the Logtown camera. Is it on the Alert Wildfires? Is it one of their network cameras, or is it on a different network? Yeah, that's my question. Is Alert on a... They split off the Alert Wildfire network. Really? I wondered where did all the cameras go to? Alert California website. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me they broke this up into two different things now? That's just going to be confusing. We're going to have to get somebody here that can actually type. Alert California home. All right, cameras. All right. Huh, okay, now we're cooking. This is a whole new website for me. I have not seen this before. Grass Valley. All right, and Placerville. Okay. Coon Hollow, no. Somerset, no. Bowdingdale, no. Logtown, finally. Okay, turn it on. How do you get this thing going? Logtown, there we go. All right, finally. Thank you. Thanks for helping me out here. Now let's see how long. Okay, so we're looking at the Logtown camera now. I finally got it thanks to your help. We're looking to the north. We're looking at the Placerville Airport. Is located on top of this hilltop. It's kind of a aircraft carrier deck sort of landing airfield. And down in here to the left is where the fire started, on Pay Dirt Road. And it was contained to this 8-acre area here, and then it escaped or jumped the line, and it proceeded to the east, and so somewhere right in here it jumped and kept on going. Let's get that going. So the problem is this right flank. If it skunks downhill, it's going to start attacking those houses down there. So there's a whole bunch of houses down here on the Texas Hill Road, and if it skunks down too low, too far below this grassy area, it's going to impact those homes. But I can't tell at this time if it's getting into those homes. I don't think so. Especially if they've released the large air tankers and they're just going with a helicopter show and the two S2Ts at this time. Make sure that's not my address. And that is as of 4... That's only 4:51. That's a while ago. Now, how do we get this thing refreshed? Okay, there's the time. All right, we can go for an hour. And let's see if we can refresh this and see. Okay, now we're cooking. 1837. We got the last 15 minutes. Okay, so now we're up to 6:30. We can see the fire has mellowed out quite a bit. Fire behavior settling down, and so they're able to attack it now with the helicopters and the few remaining tankers. So let's go back, see if this thing will go 3 hours. All right, so 3 hours, we roll it back. See that? See him making that retardant line right there? And boom, right in there, it jumped it. Wow, that's what we mean by jumping the line. Can I do this frame by frame? Let's see. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, so they're trying to keep a line, a retardant line, right about in here. But as the winds blow the embers up and over the retardant line, see there's that, can't tell that aircraft type, but there's another right flank attack on the right flank of the fire. But right in here, we see another little spot where the fire jumps the line, and now it's off to the races to the east. And so that's where the crews got to continue to keep backing up their attack. They're keeping this right flank secured, which is good. It's vital. It's critical to keep this fire from coming down into these houses there on that Texas Street. Okay, now there's a pretty clear shot right along in there. That's at 437. And then boom. So that's how it got from 8 acres to 67 acres or so. But that's still not a very big fire by any standards, but very critical to those houses located right in there. Thanks, Alex. You can see the halos better from the other fire. Yeah. Redmond Airport closing as of 6 p.m. Due to firefighting efforts. Wow, it's just a record heat out here, and the fires are just popping off. No mega fires so far, thank goodness. They're doing a pretty good job of keeping the small fires small. We'll go talk about that Oroville fire in a minute, and I hope to get a aerial overview for you in the Husky and show you. But that fire ended up at about 3,000 acres over at Oroville, the one right on the Oroville Dam. Fortunately, yeah, stray built. There's not a lot of wind today. Yeah, it's so hot it's going to jump. Hey, thanks, Bryce. Live comms from the responders, yeah. Is not that vulnerable. So are you saying, I'm not aware of the situation up at Redmond. Is there a fire up at Redmond that's right there impacting the airport as well? Thanks, Tim, all the way from Australia. Had a great time down there in the wintertime, enjoying the nice cool weather for 24 hours. Crazy up in Bend, Oregon. All right. Air traffic radio saying the fire slowed way down. Good. Currently streaming on the Travis live feed, live ATC feed. Interesting. Good. Yeah, full gear in that heat. The firefighters got to keep rotating through so they don't get overheated. AFF access? Don't know. Fireairnow.gov. No, what's fire.airnow.gov? What was it? Airnav.gov. Did I get that right? Probably not. Yeah. Let's see. Airnow.gov. Fire.airnow.gov. I need a I need a typing assistant. Nope, not picking it up. Fire and smoke map air now. Close. Yeah, I've seen these before. But usually on day one of these events, they don't have a lot of information. They don't have the GIS teams in place to deal with it on day one of the emergency. So there's usually not a lot of information out here. Let's see this quickly. That's just air quality. Huh. 91 degrees in Pollock Pines, 100 degrees in the garage. Let's see. Let me check the back porch. Yeah, we're down to 91 degrees. We've got another situation here on the Blanco Lirio back porch. A pair of Stellar Jays have nested underneath the umbrella, the cocktail hour umbrella here, and so now we don't have access to our back deck because they're raising a couple of chicks back there now. So Jenny's trying to cool them off with a fan. Or is that fan over there? Because it's just so dang hot underneath that umbrella. Not a good choice for a nest. Check watch it. Pete, do you want your iPad back? You have to beg for it.
I don't need it.
You need it?
You don't need it.
Yeah, I do. It actually works. I can use it here, but it works better if I'm over here. Thanks, Eric. Yeah, wildfire crews are lighter geared than structural crews, but it's still hot and heavy work. Oh, okay, on Facebook Messenger. Let's see if I can get in there. Let's see. Is that probably under the Blanco Lirio side? Let's see here. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't come up. Oh, yeah. Wow. Look at this from Lucas Wenzel. He just sent this. Oh, come on. How do I get this, make this bigger? Let me see if I can save images. Wow. Yeah, boy, if you get a high resolution of that. So that's, yeah, that could have very well been the Mad Dog tanker making the drop as Mark from Skywagons was making his video feed. Look at that, heading right across the, well, the off of the end of the runway there at Placerville. The Ericsson Super 80 Mad Dog air tanker. Good shot, Lucas. All right, let's get one more look on this, and we'll be signing off here shortly, as it looks like things are beginning to really settle down here. Let's look at the last 15 minutes. Let's get a refresh on this. And 15 minutes, and hit play, and roll that fire footage. Yeah, the smoke's way down. It's looking good. This will definitely be a one-day event, and it'll be done, and hopefully it'll be done at 65 acres, and hopefully no structures, no hangars burned. So those burned hangars that Mark was showing you there in his video really illustrate how you got to keep the pine needles and debris and stuff away from your buildings. And man, they got this tall timber right up against the back of these hangars, and steep terrain right below it. That fire will just race right up there. Very, very lucky they didn't lose these hangars. Wow. Yeah, good view. See that? Clearance, especially from steep terrain just like that. Great, thanks, Mike. Yeah, Canadian outfit. That's Colson. They're doing the 737 air tankers, and they're turning out to be great air tankers. Yeah, that Mad Dog angle of attack is so low. He's diving down on it. OV10s, yeah, that's that's what we got out of Grass Valley here is the OV10s. About 16% on the humidity today. Yeah, Cool was asking what's the humidity, and the planes get lift with the hot air. No, they lose performance. It's a big sinker. I mean, yeah, there's thermals out there bouncing you around, but overall the heat is just extremely detrimental to the overall performance of the aircraft. 116 degrees just north of Sacramento. Crazy hot. Yeah, this is like Death Valley kind of temperatures we're seeing here. And well, let's go over to KCRA and get the update on the weather. Extended 10-day forecast, a low and a high. So 106 degrees, this is Sacramento tomorrow. Then it's cooling off to 99, 97, 104 on Wednesday, 106 on Thursday. So it's not looking all that great for cooling temperatures. And that's the problem. That's what we're up against. Hopefully we won't have high winds to accompany these temperatures. But the bigger fear is going to be in the fall. If we don't get any rain, and this heat is going to so dry out everything, and we haven't had any really big mega fires in the last couple of years, that this fall could be devastating if we get a wind event. Thank you so much for your support of this channel, especially the folks over on Patreon that make this content possible. That's firefighting in Northern California, live update on the Placerville fire, the Pay fire they're calling it. 67 acres right there at the Placerville airport, threatening hangars and homes. But so far it looks like they're going to catch it in one day. Keep small fires small. That's what CAL FIRE does best, and they've just really opened up the box for assets and aerial resources, even for these smaller fires. You're seeing very large air tankers right on the initial attack on even a small 8-acre fire, now gone to 65 acres. So that's an advancement in fire fighting here in Northern California that's good to see, even though it's very expensive. Thank you so much for your support. We'll see you here. End stream.